One of the most underrated positions to watch during OTAs that nobody's talking about, it's simple. It's running back. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, kick Dingbat here. You know, everybody's talking about OTAs and the Eagles' need at safety, at corner. Will Kelly Ringo step up and be the man at corner? Will Makumba or Sidney Brown win that safety position? Those are very, very important positions, no doubt about it. But I think one of the most underrated positions to look at OTAs, a position that if you come out of OTAs not satisfied with what you got, you're going to have to make another move. And I'm talking about the running back position. You're saying, running back position, what are you talking about? We're going to get to it and explain it in a minute. But before I do that, did you guys see this? You guys see this? Haason Reddick, right? God, man, we dodged a bullet, didn't we? Haason Reddick signs a one-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers have their OTAs today as well. Guess who doesn't show up? Haason Reddick. Not there at OTAs. People in Tampa are freaking out. Todd Bowles says, I guess we'll see him one of these days. So he's already frustrated with the fact that Reddick isn't there. Now, if you remember, Reddick, he held out of OTAs and even some of the season last year for the Jets over contract dispute. Could he possibly be not happy with his contract? He just signed again. Very, very interesting. All I can say is, man, we dodged a bullet with that one. Never in my wildest dreams did I think when we traded Haason Reddick, we did the right thing. Not when you had a guy that had double-digit sacks, 4 straight years. It was like crazy, but it worked out, man. Howie knew what we didn't know, that it wasn't going to be good keeping him around. And he's gone, thank God. Now, we have 100 days. 100 days before kickoff, and we double walk the Cowboys' ass. I got Mark Holmes freaking out, pissed off. Why is everybody attacking me? Why is everybody attacking me? It's because you throw smoke all week talking about your Cowboys. What do you think people attack you for? Okay? But we got 100 days before the start of the season. And listen, I know the focus for Eagle fans, for what the media is talking about. I know it's cornerback with Ringo, safety with Sidney Brown, Makumba. I get it. Fair enough. It is fair enough. Post June 1st is going to be whether they trade Bryce Huff before the start of the season. I get it. But I think one of the most interesting positions that we've got to watch closely, and I think the Eagles have to be very aware of what's going on at that position, because if they're not happy or satisfied with what they see during OTAs, during minicamp, maybe even the start of training camp, they may have to address the position. And I'm talking about the running back position. I know you're saying, well, they got Saquon Barkley. What are you talking about? And it's not Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is fine. As long as Barkley could go, you're good. But is it realistic? Is it realistic the Eagles are going to give Barkley 350 carries this year? Are they going to give him 300 carries this year? I don't know. I tend to think he's still going to get a lot of carries. However, the Eagles really, in my opinion, have embraced the run game, being a run-first team with the offensive line that they have. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to run 60-40 or anything like that. But they're going to want to wear you down by the fourth quarter. And they're going to win a lot of games that way. Their offensive line is going to wear you down by the fourth quarter, and then you're going to have Barkley breaking games open, okay? But I think with the Eagles' style and what they have, they need more than just Barkley. You really need another running back. You really need maybe even a three-head monster, okay? Now, I look at the Eagles' roster at running back, and I say, on paper, A.J. Dillon, to me, if healthy, and that could be a huge if, but if he's healthy, I look at A.J. Dillon and I say, well, A.J. Dillon to me is an upgrade over Gainwell, if healthy. Okay? I think he is. He's big, he's physical. However, we know he's had neck issues before, and if he continues to have injury problems, he may not be a factor. Okay, and if you look at the running backs going into OTAs, you got Barkley, Dillon, Montrell Johnson Jr., undrafted free agent, Lou Nichols, Shunderick Powell, who I'm very interested to watch, Will Shipley. Okay, it's very possible right now, if you looked at the depth chart, that Will Shipley is actually above A.J. Dillon. A lot of people will probably put A.J. Dillon above him, but Will Shipley may be your number 2 running back. And I like Will Shipley. I think he's effective. I think he could be pretty good. I think he'd be as good as Gainwell was last year. I definitely do. But what we really want is we want A.J. Dillon to contribute. I want A.J. Dillon to be the second guy. Second or third guy. But like if you can get a 3-headed monster where Barkley gets the majority of carries and then Dillon and Shipley are splitting carries amongst themselves, I think that's a great, great sign. And if they go into camp, and I don't know where A.J. Dillon is injury-wise, we don't know. He didn't play last year, okay? He didn't play last year, but let's say he's banged up. He's like Jordan Howard was. Remember when he kind of always had the neck stinger issues and could never practice and play. If you're in a situation like that, and if you don't like what you see coming out of OTAs, I think if you're the Eagles, you got to look to get another running back. I think you need to go in to this season with 3 capable running backs of running the ball, okay? You don't need another star. I'm not saying you have to go do that, but you're going to need guys that can contribute. Hopefully, best case scenario is A.J. Dillon is good to go. He's healthy, and he comes back, and he plays. If he could do that, I think we're fine. I see it really where I see Barkley around 20 carries a game, somewhere in there. I see Dillon 8 to 10 touches. Will Shipley 8 to 10 touches, something like that. Okay, that's a lot of snaps. That you may be getting close to like 40%, 50% run pass ratio. I'm okay with the balanced attack. Okay, the Eagles are built in a way that nobody else in the league is built, as far as I'm concerned. They're built to wear you down. They're built to run the ball up your ass, and then they're going to use play action. They're going to throw. They got dangerous weapons out there. But when you look at this offensive line, Barkley, I think Barkley was going like 3.5 yards before getting touched. Most of the tackles and hits he took came from smaller guys in the secondary. So Barkley's going to have a big year. Matter of fact, I think Barkley's going for 2,000 yards again. I have said this. So he may end up with 300 carries again. It may happen, but you still need another running back. I thought one of the weaknesses the Eagles had last year was they didn't have good depth behind Barkley. And when Barkley would come out of the game, I thought you saw it very simply every game. Man, Barkley's out, Gainwell's in. That's it. You're punting. I know there's a lot of Gainwell fans out there. No disrespect. I don't think he was a legitimate number 2 running back. I thought Will Shipley started to come on at the end of the year. The question is, can Will Shipley be a number 2? Okay? And hopefully what I'd like to see is A.J. Dillon and Shipley kind of share that number 2. But if we could get if A.J. Dillon could be healthy and Shipley continues to progress the way he did at the end of last year, the Eagles are going to have a monster running game. But if we come out of camp or A.J. Dillon's banged up early in training camp and he's not practicing, you're going to have to go out and get another running back. I think you have to get another running back just for depth purposes. So to me, this is a very interesting position to watch. Now, I don't know what the Lou Nichols, Montrell Johnsons, Shunderick Powell are going to do for you. We have to wait and see. Okay, but I do like, on paper, what we have here. I like the running back position more than I did a year ago. But a lot of it is going to depend on, can A.J. Dillon stay healthy? And if he can, we're set. We're good to go. Like I said, I'm betting Barkley 2,000 yards. I think Barkley's going to be the first running back in history to ever do it. I just got this weird feeling. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that Barkley's in this 2-3 year window where people haven't seen in history before. And he's about to do it again. But you're still going to need help behind him. So I think that OTAs hopefully will start showing us some of what these guys at the running back position are. Because to me, it's not a position that the Eagles can afford to be thin at. You can't have something happen to Barkley, knock on wood, and then you have no running game, and Shipley's the only guy you have because A.J. Dillon's hurt. You just can't have that. So the Eagles are going to have to be very aware, and A.J. Dillon, his health, his neck, is, to me, very important for this team. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. Yeah, I wanted to mention Avery Williams, too. If you remember, the Eagles got Avery Williams from the Falcons. He's really going to be a returner for the Eagles, a return specialist. They've got him listed as a wide receiver, not as a running back. But I think he's a guy, 5'9", 195. He could also play at that running back position if need be. But like I said in this video, A.J. Dillon, his health is very important because that running game needs to be not just Barkley. We're going to have other guys contribute. With that said, Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.